Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nathan Knox, and I am the host of your favorite business and sports talk show at the top. And here we got a few great headlines to talk to y'all about. And we have the Christmas Day basketball games and the NBA season that we about to be chatting about. So for all my hoopers out there, I haven't been talking too much about hoops because we've been in the thick of it for football season. But right now, obviously, the Christmas games were a snooze fest. We ain't really watching those. So before, as you know, NFL Week 18 comes up, we'll address football again. But right now, we talking hoops, man. Let's go. But before we get to the hoops and the fun stuff, business is business. So let's talk about what has been going on in the sports world. Now, SportsCenter next. Shout out to SportsCenter, man. And honestly, just shout out to everybody who's doing things for these kids that are in college, these kids that are in high school trying to earn their NIL. You know, it's a crazy business, but at the end of the day, the kids are benefiting from it. So, you know, if it's good, I'll support it. But it's things that I see in the media and stuff like that where it's just like, what are we doing? You know, so Texas A&M had just made a recent post on their social media pages claiming that a returning wide receiver for them, Mario Craver, is now listed at the highest paid wide receiver in Texas A&M history. Now, so NIL just got implemented, and we're already making posts about the highest paid receiver in team history. Mind you, hey, listen, I don't want to, ruffle no feathers, but if we really talking about it, I'm not too sure of that. I remember old coaches back in the day talking about, listen, if the money ain't come through the front door, it damn sure came through the back. So, obviously NIL has been implemented, so the backdoor stuff isn't really as prevalent. But at the same time, it's like making a post about the highest paid wide receiver in team history. What kind of precedent does that set for the rest of your team? What kind of precedent does that set for the program? Like, y'all are a college. Like, Texas A&M ain't even win nothing, too recently. So if y'all trying to, make people take y'all program seriously, a social post about the highest paid receiver in team history, I don't believe is the way to go, So, hey. Staying in the college football realm here, first of all, shout out to the marketing around these bowl games. Like, yes, not every game is a college football playoff game, but the marketing and the thought process behind some of these college bowl games is literally top notch. I cannot lie. So, two big shots I want to give to the Xbox Bowl and the Pop-Tart Bowl. Why? Because the Xbox Bowl, not only did it have great promotions, but they had the Halo main character come deliver the championship trophy to the winning team. And then the MVP of the game got an achievement bar, like literally an Xbox achievement bar that said game MVP and stuff on it. So like, for people seeing that, if we weren't tuned into the game and I only got to see, after pictures and highlights and stuff, like Xbox did their thing. Like, yo, you played on the nostalgia. We all grew up with Xboxes back in the day, whether you're a team, PlayStation team, Xbox. But you knew what it felt like getting that little achievement bar on the bottom when you passed the level or you did something big in the game. So the fact that Xbox played on it, they had Halo, which is, their staple game there to promote it. Like, I just feel like they really just took a bowl game and said, hey, we gonna make sure that we're not just a name or of a sponsor on the bowl game. We're going to make sure that our presence is felt and that people understand that, listen, Xbox is doing cool things besides just in the video game world. And then also, big shout out to Pop-Tart because as of now, I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the Pop-Tart Bowl. Their marketing has just been insane, whether it's the big Pop-Tart mascot jumping out of the large toaster. But, they really seem to be doing a great job there. But this year, they actually made their trophy a operational toaster. So not only did you win the trophy, but your trophy, you could actually heat up legitimate Pop-Tarts in it. So again, it's a funny little gag trophy and things like that, but it just plays into the part where we're going to stick with our marketing and we're going to put in a full effort behind it. Because if I'm the MVP of that game and I get to bring home that trophy with the actual Pop-Tart, I'm going home, I'm posting it on social media. I'm showing my friends. That is all organic promotion that as a company now, you don't even have to pay for. It's like, hey, here's this cool thing. Go ahead, have at it. And those college players are going to get a kick out of, whatever they got. So, again, huge shout out to Xbox and Pop-Tart for the bowl games. Remaining in the college football business-wise, it's really been a thing to see this year. So I saw this post from Tennessee football, and I think it's an amazing idea. But, a lot of the comments were kind of going both ways. But Tennessee football, in order to get a student section Tennessee football ticket, you must have a certain amount of T credits. Now, I'm sure T credits is just Tennessee credits or, things like that. But these T credits are basically awarded once you go to other Tennessee University sports games. So if you want to see the football game on Saturday, that means that throughout the week, you better make sure you stop by the women's soccer game. Or, you better go to the basketball game. Or, you should probably attend a wrestling match or two. Like, I think that's a great precedent that the athletic department is setting, because it's like, hey, listen, we know our football team is good. We know our men's basketball team is good. But, like, you guys can't just only go to those games and only support those teams. Like, we are an entire university here with multiple Division I athletics. So, yes, you are going to have to go to a track meet, or yes, you're going to have to go to a volleyball game or a men's soccer game. Why? Because it boosts the morale of the school. It makes, that home field advantage or home court advantage actually means something. And then, because you've gone to these other sports games, now you get an easier chance to go to the football game, which everybody goes to on Saturdays. Everyone's tailgating and having a blast and stuff like that. But you have to earn your spot there. So I'm pretty sure with these games, like, they have an online check-in with your phone where they make sure that you stay, within that area for a certain amount of time. And then after that, you're allocated with their T credit after you fulfilled your, requirements, stuff like that. But, big shout out to Tennessee University, because I feel like that should be implemented across almost all universities to boost morale for all of their sports, because at the end of the day, NIL is bringing in money for these universities, and the money is not only going to the football team or only going to the basketball team. The money has to go to all of the other sports that the university sponsors. So, having fans at those sports mean probably a whole bunch for those athletes as well. So, big shout out to Tennessee. Now, staying in the football world here, have we seen Travis Kelce's last game as a Kansas City Chief? I'm not sure. But if it is Travis's last game as a Chief, or last season as a player on the Chiefs, what does this do to Kansas City from a business perspective? Now, we already know that Kansas City has light rumblings about moving their stadium. So Arrowhead may not even be in the picture 5-10 years from now. On top of that, you just had a dynasty with Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying the dynasty is over, but Patrick Mahomes has he doesn't have 10 years left. If he has 7, 8, great, but he doesn't have 10. So you're entering a new regime. Now, if I'm ownership and we're not getting that Taylor Swift marketing, we're not getting that Travis and Taylor promo that, has basically surrounded the NFL for the past 2 to 3 years, it's like, okay, so we're not going to get the free eyeballs on us. Now we have to actually make our team competitive to where people are watching it because they want to watch good football, and they're not just trying to watch this soap opera of a love story that is going on right before our eyes in terms of Travis and Taylor. Like, business-wise, how are you guys going to remain keeping fans in their seats, keeping season ticket holders renewing year after year? Like, the Chiefs front office is going to have to come together and figure out their business plan moving forward, because as great as a player that Travis was, what he did for that organization business-wise in terms of revenue, marketing, like it was a whole nother stratosphere. I mean, that is a NFL superstar that could be potentially retiring from your team. So, you know, they're going to have to regroup and figure out what they want to do. But have we seen Travis's last season? Who knows? But, you know, let me know in the comments what y'all think. Also, last weekend, I know, listen, I know y'all had to tune in for this, but Jake Paul fought Anthony Joshua, who is a former world heavyweight champion coming from the UK. If you don't know who Anthony Joshua is, look him up. He is a statue of a man, like 6'5", huge. I mean, yes, it sounds like I'm describing myself, but no, it's not me. It's Anthony Joshua. No, but I mean, seriously, this dude is a specimen. And going up against Jake Paul, it's obviously David versus Goliath. Like, you know, we've seen that story 1,000 times. But why Anthony took this fight is because when the regular WBC or, you know, other sanctioned boxing sponsors hold these heavyweight title bouts and stuff like that, Anthony made $8 million of a purse by winning his first belt back in 2016. That's $8 million. Mind you, that is nothing to sneeze at. That's nothing to laugh at. That's a big purse, but $8 million. Now hold. Last weekend, he just fought in an exhibition fight against a YouTuber turned boxer who is not even experienced in his craft. The total purse for that fight that was on Netflix was $184 million. $184 million split in two. And honestly, after everything wraps up in terms of revenue and views and sales, it may surpass that. But that's at least $92 million each for both Anthony and for Jake Paul. I mean, if I'm Anthony Joshua, first of all, I just thought that could have been the last fight of my career. I might never even have to touch the gloves again. He called out Tyson Fury after the fight, so he still has goals in terms of being a world champion. But monetary-wise, like money-wise, he's good. His family is good. He's set for life. But pause. Anthony Joshua is a UK resident, and what does that mean? It means Uncle Sam is coming for them pockets. And not only is Uncle Sam coming for them pockets, but Queen Elizabeth coming for them pockets too. He got Uncle Sam reaching in one pocket and Queen Elizabeth reaching in the other pocket. So he loses a total of $43 million in taxes. So is he still leaving with around 50 mil? Yes, that's big money. Like, what are we talking about here? But from the $92 million that he was owed from winning, he loses $43 million before he even gets to touch it. Before he even smell the money, $43 million is gone. So, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with what Jake Paul is doing for boxing because he is bringing attention to the sport, yes. He is making sure these fighters get the highest payday in their entire lives, yes. But him fighting some of these guys is making a mockery out of the ethical boxing fans. Like, sometimes it's just not a great watch. Like, if you watch this fight, the kid was running around the ring the whole time. If he wasn't running, the fight would have been done in 2 rounds. I think it went to 6. He had a jaw broken. So, like, you're putting your health at risk as well. But, I mean, overall, it's good and bad for boxing. I really don't know which way to lean. But if you're telling me that, Jake is going to end up being a promoter and, sanctioning these fights, okay, that's one thing. But for him to continue fighting, I'm not sure how many times people are going to be tuning into this quote-unquote laughing stock of the boxing world, We have the 2025 most valuable sports agency. I wanted to touch this because they came out with the top 10 list. I saw a few agencies that I recognize that I wanted to give a shout out to and just talk about briefly. But some of these numbers are absurd. So basically, Boardroom put out their top 10 most valuable sports agencies, and the top three, I mean, they're bringing in bread. So CAA was the number one sports agency this year, bringing in a total of $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion. Now, mind you, this money that is generated by an agency isn't like, yes, they're working hard for their money, but that 1.1 is literally just money off of their biggest stars' contracts. Like, their work is negotiating higher contracts so they could get a bigger cut. Some names that came out of CAA are Shohei Ohtani. That's a big contract, even though there is some deferred money. We'll talk to that, in the spring when we talk about baseball. Josh Allen, which is one of the highest paid QBs in the league. And then Devin Booker, who we know is getting paid in the NBA. So, those are three of CAA's biggest clients, but $1.1 billion this year. I mean, they're killing their game. They have clients in basically all leagues. So, they're really doing a great job over there. Number two was Wasserman, coming in at $956 million. Again, that is money that is coming off of their athletes' contracts. So their top athletes are all getting paid so crazy that when you take that 4% or whatever the percentage that they're getting, when you total up all their athletes, $956 million. I mean, everybody getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. So I know that holiday party was looking lit. But some big names for them are names like Connor McDavid, who is the star of the NHL. If you're not an NHL fan or you're not a hockey fan, go on YouTube and look up Connor McDavid highlights. I promise you, he is Kyrie on ice. He's like that. I used to work for the NHL with ESPN and things like that, and this man was the face. I mean, he is like that. I mean, yes, you have your Sidney Crosbys, you have your Alex Ovechkins, but Connor McDavid is Kyrie on ice. He's nice with it. So go look him up. That's one of the names. Max Crosby, also a big name in the NFL. And Evan Mobley, who is the Cleveland Cavaliers star forward over there as well. So those are just three big names from Wasserman, who brought in $956 million this year. Coming in at number three was Excel Sports. Now, they also had some groups like the Clutch Sports groups, where I'm not going to touch. LeBron, I believe they fell in like 6 or 7. But number three comes in at Excel Sports with $783 million this year. Their quote-unquote big three is Caitlin Clark, Nikola Jokic, and Jared Goff. So, I mean, listen, even though Caitlin's WNBA contract ain't really getting it, all of those endorsements, I mean, State Farm, Nike, so her agents are getting paid. So again, you have three huge names in each of their sports, and $783 million is what, Excel Sports came down with. So, and then rounding out the top 10, to recognize this name, so shout out to WME. They brought in $120 million this year. And their big three, mostly basketball players here, but we had Luka Doncic, we had Anthony Edwards, and then we had Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty. So these are obviously three juggernaut names. You have two guys that are competing for face of the league in the NBA, and then you have the star guard from, I think, is the best WNBA team outside of the Aces in a huge market in New York, in Sabrina Ionescu. So WME is getting paid, $120 million, and also, yes, their number is lower than a CAA or a Wasserman or an Excel. However, their clients are also way lower. So the fact that they're able to generate 120 off of, the few hundred clients that they have is huge, because some agencies have thousands of clients, so it really just depends on who your clientele is and, what type of contracts these athletes are getting. Because, yes, you could be great at your sport, but if you're not marketable and you're not getting these endorsement deals, then your agent is not going to be eaten the same way as if you were in the front of the camera all the time, so definitely clear to see. But that wraps up our business portion of the day. So now we could get into the hoops, man, because I've been dying to talk basketball with y'all, man. I've really been dying to talk basketball with y'all because I am such a hooper. I get nerded out in it. But let's just talk about NBA Christmas Day and what the season's going to look like after that. So NBA Christmas Day, New York. The Knicks beat the Cavs. First of all, crazy comeback. Shout out my boy TK, okay, for 3. But Knicks gonna have a crazy comeback to beat the Cavs, led by Donovan Mitchell. He was hooping because his shorty was in the crowd. Shout out Coco Jones too. But the Knicks came back. JB, Cat, Hart and them boys. Michael was hooping, and I mean hooping for all fourth quarters because a lot of teams they get down. They throw in the towel, coach subs guys out. You know, we're thinking about tomorrow. But the Knicks at 12 noon on Christmas Day came out in New York and was hooping, right? So New York is playing great ball after the in-season tournament win. One of the first things New York has won in I don't know how long since they've been Eastern Conference champions back in like 2000. They decided not to raise the banner. It was a lose-lose either way. If I'm a New York Knicks fan, if they raise the banner, the whole entire country's going to be like, wow, y'all really raised that banner? That's crazy. If we do raise the banner, if we don't raise the banner, now it's like, oh, so y'all don't take nothing serious? Like the Bucks and Lakers raised the banner? What, y'all think y'all too good? It was a lose-lose either way. Personally, I feel like the banner should have just went up, called it a day. People want to hate, they want to hate. They did not win the in-season tournament. The Knicks did. But they chose not to. It's a historical arena. I get it. Whatever. You know what I mean? But for the Knicks, is it chip or bust this year? I think so because you guys got to lock in. There's no excuses here. The Celtics don't have Tatum right now. You got Detroit in the head of the East, but they're a very young and immature team that I'm not sure is going to translate to playoff series wins. The Knicks have what they need to do to win. Mitchell Robinson is playing great ball. Cat playing good ball. JB is JB. Michael should be locking up wings for all the other teams that have star wing players. Like, do what y'all need to do and win the chip. Like, I do not think that the Knicks have any excuses on, barring injury, the Knicks have no excuses on not making it. I'm not saying winning, but they don't have any excuses to not make the NBA Finals. I can't hear that. I cannot hear that. Now, this was a great watch for me, y'all. This was a great watch for me. Why? Because I can't stand the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can't. I don't like their style of play. I don't like how they go about the game. I think some of them dudes is corny. Listen, call me out. I don't care. I'm not a Shy fan. I'm not a J-Dub fan. Chet had me for a little bit, but Chet losing me. Lou Dort out there playing football. So like, I'm just not a fan. But man, the Spurs said, bow. That's 1. Bow. That's 2. Bow. That's 3 straight games the Spurs handed OKC an L, and I was a kid in a candy shop the whole time. First of all, Wemby hates the OKC Thunder, and he hates Chet. He don't play about none of that. Wemby is becoming one of my favorite personalities in the league because he is what the NBA has been missing. I'm tired of these dudes being all buddy. Like, half the dudes that I played against when I was in college or in high school, like, yeah, we cool now, but during the times, hell no. What are we talking about? Like, we're competing at the highest level against each other. The last thing y'all should be doing is being, oh, buddy. Man, Chet said, Wemby said, oh, Chet? Yeah, got something for his ass. And yes, he did. Whether it's push-offs, post-ups, step backs, it's like when Wemby sees Chet guarding him, he's like, oh yeah, now it's time to do something. And I love it every single time. But what this game showed me is that OKC is not that great offensively when it just comes down to half-court offense. They get their offense by turning people over, rushing them, playing physical on the defensive side, and then sprinting back and getting these wide open shots. When you take OKC and you say, you now have to play half-court offense and you have to score us through a set, I don't think they're the best offensive team, but that's just what I observed on Christmas and the season so far. But like I said, they're a very good team who is definitely going to go far in the playoffs. So this is very, very early stuff for them right now. Third game of the day, I took a nap. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did not watch the Mavs versus Warriors. I didn't even watch highlights of the game. I heard Steph played well. Cooper played pretty well. For me, there was no draw to that game. Like, I was eating food and chilling. Like, I didn't have to worry about that. Sorry to my Warriors fans. We will probably be talking about y'all later in the year, as well as the Mavs. Maybe if they make a little run. Coop is kind of like the North Star right now for that franchise, but we'll see. The Rockets breezed by the Lakers. I mean, as a kind of Lakers fan, you know, because my ties to Kobe. Shout out Cole, man. But being a kind of Lakers fan, and I say kind of because since LeBron has been on the Lakers, it's kind of hard to cheer for them growing up a Kobe fan. So I'm just like, I want the Lakers to succeed, LeBron, and whatever, you know what I mean? So it's cool. But are they going to, the inconsistency this year does not make no sense. I mean, Luka and Austin Reeves and my boy, I forgot my boy 12's name, but shout out to the Trace Leches because they've been hooping, yo. I mean, Luka is averaging the most points in the league. Austin Rivers is playing a great secondary or tertiary basketball, whether he's a second option or third option. But I just need to see it consistently down the line. Right now, they are fourth in the West. So if you want to really make, staying up in the top four of the West is going to be vital because you do not want to be a lower seed not having home court advantage, especially in the West this year. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be the wild, wild West for real when it comes down to these summer months. But Lakers, listen, it's a prime time Christmas Day game. I get it, some of y'all got families and stuff, but come to hoop, man. I mean, KD, Sengun, Shepard, Ament, they came to hoop. So the fact that you going against an LA team who was at home and wasn't able to muster up enough energy to even play a competitive game didn't really sit well with me. How long does LeBron have left? I have no clue. But there are moments during the season where he just looks checked out. He doesn't look like he's going that hard. He looks like he's really trying to lean on Luka and Austin and other guys to kind of pick that up. But it's more of if you're going to fall back, I hope you've had a team meeting with the squad and be like, hey, listen, this is what I could give y'all. This is what I'm going to need you to do. But if you're just silently not playing hard all of a sudden, then I don't know, man. I can't see the Lakers being successful without a committed Bron. I'm not saying that Bron has to be an all-star or, all-NBA type player, but he has to be committed to the team and their success, unless I don't think there will be success in LA. Watching the Rockets multiple times this season, their ceiling is chipped to me. I'm not going to lie. I think if this roster, if KD stays on that team 1, 2, 3 years, they get at least one. At least one. I mean, defensively, they are all over the place. Offensively, they literally have 3 guys that they could just be like, here you go. Go ahead. So I'm really excited to see what the Rockets do later in the season. But for the ceiling, I don't think they have a ceiling right now, man. I think it's chip or bust, honestly. In the next 3, I got chip or bust. And then the night ended off crazy. Look, I'm a grandpa. I be going to bed early, but halfway through this game, I was like, yo, I can't turn it off. I literally cannot turn it off. This game is what the NBA wants all their games to be like. This game is literally, I'm so mad it was 10:30 because if this was a midday game, the ratings probably would have been through the roof. You had Ant, which is the hood fave, everybody's favorite player's favorite player, and Jokic, who is beloved by many, and people looking at him like, oh, I'm watching history right now, so I have to tune in. They were both on fire. It wasn't even like Jokic came in, stumped on Ant, or Ant came in, stomped on Jokic. These dudes were balling. Shout out Julius Randle, too, because I'm pretty sure he had a 30-piece in there as well. But Jokic versus Ant, Literally, I'm talking about back-to-back possessions and come down. Mwah, 3. Jokic come down. Over the head. Mwah, 3. Like, these dudes were playing at the highest level. And the Nuggets won in OT, 142 to 138. The game was electric all the way through. I mean, Jokic is playing ball at a level that nobody has ever seen before. The man had a 30-point triple-double in the third quarter. With time left. 30-point triple-double in the third quarter. I'm pretty sure he had like 30-something, 13 and 13 and 13 and 14. Anybody else has that game, and people are like, oh my God, it could be the game of his life. He did that in 3 quarters. And he does this consistently. Against the T-Wolves alone, he's averaging a triple-double. I mean, I used to hate on the man. I thought that he played slow. I didn't feel like he was great defensively. 15, 50, 15, and 17. Like what? These are 2K stat lines. Literally 2K. These are video game stat lines that we get to watch in person. And he's not even hitting you with no sexy shit. Like, he's just playing great ball, man. Like, I mean, listen, right now, Jokic is at the top of the game. The dude's the MVP in my eyes. Like, we'll see what happens at post-All-Star break and stuff, but up until this point, he's playing historical basketball. There's no other word that you could use to describe what he's doing besides historical. Jokic is really like that. I got to give the man his props, yo. And now looking forward, man, in the East and West, the top 5 teams in the East right now, we got Detroit, young Detroit team led by Cade Cunningham. Really interested to see how they finish the season and what they do in the playoffs this year, because all eyes are on Detroit right now. You got Jalen Duren, you got Cade, you got some young bucks over there. So I'm really interested to see if they could, one, how they handle the first round, and then second, who they play in the second round. I want to see, what type of caliber is this team really going to be, The Knicks are in second place, rolling. They should finish in first, hopefully, and they should make the finals this year. That's what they should do. What they will do is up for debate. What they should do needs to be making the finals. That's all I'm going to say. Boston in third place in the East. Raise your hand if you thought that Boston was going to tank for a high draft pick this year. Mind you, Jaylen Brown, my favorite player, and I thought that they're like, you know what, they're going to have him on low management, they're going to chill this year, whatever, and watch it. Yo! First of all, JB is playing, when I say JB, I'm talking about Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is playing MVP level basketball. Obviously we have the Jokic's of the world and guys like that that are playing crazy, but JB is averaging 30 in his last 8, leading these guys to wins after a very, very slow start to the season. It's like they all figured it out. And it's almost like they're missing a tall wing player that if he could do everything on the court, they're probably real close to a championship. Oh, like Jason Tatum. Yo, listen, if JT comes back for the playoffs and Boston remains in the top 4 in the East, listen, sound the alarms in New York, because y'all better buckle up, man, because that team would be extremely, extremely dangerous, man. We got shout out to Toronto and Philly, 2 teams that are, trying to make pushes as well. Toronto right now is in 4th, Philly's in 5th. Philly, I feel like, is one of the most wild card teams in the NBA, because if their 3 best players are playing, there's no reason why they're not the best team in the East. If you think about it, Embiid, PG, Maxey, what's holding them back? I mean, they have a good bench. They have some role players. But if those 3 guys, mind you, these are all MVP candidates, MVP caliber dudes. I mean, Tyrese is getting there, but we're talking about PG and Embiid. Like, step up. Like, what are we doing? The whole low management thing, the injury stuff, I get it. But if we're playing healthy ball in April, May, this team should definitely be making a long playoff run. In the West, that West is wild, man. OKC and San Antonio are 1 and 2. It looks like San Antonio got OKC's number, so that 1 and 2 is really like, who really cares? Because when it comes down to it, you're going to have to beat the other guy. Denver's playing great ball. The Lakers right now are in fourth. Minnesota's at fifth. I believe the Rockets right now are, a little below that. But top five in the West, the top five in the West outside of OKC, San Antonio, I'm not sure. If they pick it up, who knows? But outside of OKC, the top five in the West, it could look completely different 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now. Who the hell knows? Like, even a little bit in the East too, but I don't think it's as volatile as the West. The West this year is get in the playoffs and let's see what happens. No team in the West is gearing up like, yeah, we're making a deep finals run. No. They're all talking about, let's get there first, handle everything off after. So we'll see what this NBA season is like. I mean, Christmas Day had me hyped for the rest of the season, going into All-Star break and then coming out of All-Star break. I will be at All-Star weekend, so if you will be in the LA area around the Intuit Dome, holla at your boy. We'll be trying to get some content out there and just have a great overall NBA All-Star weekend experience to share with you guys. But appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode here, talking about the NBA and obviously our off-the-court, off-the-field headlines. And as always, I will see all of you guys at the top.